CFA will give you that vocabulary and the toolkit to look at new areas.
It puts a stamp on you which tells the world that you know what you're talking about.
I think you have to be determined. You want to be successful, you want to succeed.
The CFA Charter is a badge of excellence for any investment professional operating in the capital markets. Number one, it shows that the candidate is serious about his learning, his continuing education, that he wants to be a serious, qualified investment professional. Number two, and very vital, is the fact that there's a strong ethics component. We need strong ethical investors operating in this investment marketplace.
The program is cut up into 3 different pieces. In the first piece, you learn the basic building blocks. You get a lot of knowledge of a lot of different topics. And then in the second level, you go more into detail into individual topics. And in level 3, you try to put the whole puzzle together, and you are then able to give investment advice to both institutions and retail clients. The CFA designation was a lot of hard work. It took me the full 3 years to get it done, and as such, I'm happy to report that I was able to get it in one go.
So much had changed in the finance industry, and my education was 20 years old. It was a bit dated by that time, and I thought that I had to learn so much more about the new things that had developed in finance. And this is why I took it, and I still think it's a good idea to do something like that in the middle of your career, to update your knowledge. And you have to persevere, because you have to have a lot of discipline in order to follow your own study program and not say, oh, today the weather is so nice, I'd rather go out and do something else. Of course you would rather do something else, but then you have to stick to your books again.
Oh, the CFA has been very important to me in the development of my career. I realise now it gave me great confidence in facing new situations or new developments. Early on in my career, the CFA was not well known in the city. Within the industry, there's much more awareness now. The next stage will be that the industry's clients will become much more aware of the CFA, and then eventually more broadly until Joe Public.
I think that the CFA program is some kind of passport. What I mean by this is that it is the same everywhere. So if you employ a CFA charter holder, you know that this charter holder went through the same program if it was in Sydney, in New York, in Milan, in South Africa, and so on. I think that in the future, if you do not have the charter, probably you will be less employable. Actually, when the CFA exam was created 40 years ago, it was mostly because we wanted to introduce ethical standards. This is a very delicate business. We deal with money every day, so ethical standards are of the highest importance for us.
The world is getting very complex, and it requires people who are trained, people who have the knowledge, and people who have the sensibility to be able to make the correct decisions. For a Swiss or a European to take the exam shows that not only does he understand the material in his mother tongue, but he's able to prove that he understands it in the English language. And quite frankly, I think anybody who's able to do that is an asset to an organization.
People who are not sure about whether to take the CFA, take the plunge.
If I have 2 candidates, each one equal, each one with exactly the same attributes, the one has the CFA and the other one doesn't, I'll take the CFA.
Whenever I hire a CFA charter holder, this is for me some kind of guarantee.
The founders that created the CFA designation did so as to create a profession that related to a higher calling, a calling that basically could create investor trust. So I ask all of you to join with me basically in trying to deliver investor trust through the CFA program.